The story begins with the massive interstellar ship Avalon traveling through space toward a distant colony known as Homestead 2. Everything appears quiet as all 5,000 passengers and 258 crew members are in deep hibernation while the ship runs on autopilot. Suddenly, the Avalon passes through an asteroid field. Its shields weaken, and despite redirecting power to protect itself, the ship collides with a massive asteroid. This impact causes several system failures. While the ship begins repairing itself, one hibernation pod unexpectedly opens. The person awakened is Jim Preston, a mechanical engineer. The automated system informs him that he has completed his journey and that only 4 months remain before arrival. But as Jim explores the ship, he realizes something is wrong. He's completely alone. After investigating further, Jim discovers the truth. The ship is actually still 90 years away from its destination. His early awakening means he will live and die on the ship long before it arrives. Desperate, Jim tries to contact Earth, but learns that it would take decades just to receive a reply. With no solution in sight, he falls into isolation, finding only limited comfort in the ship's android bartender, Arthur. As time passes, Jim attempts to fix his pod and access others, but fails. The loneliness begins to consume him. One day, while wandering the hibernation pods, Jim notices a woman named Aurora. After watching her recorded interviews and reading her work, he becomes deeply fascinated by her. At first, Jim struggles with the idea, but eventually, unable to bear the isolation, he makes a life-altering decision. He wakes Aurora up, knowing it will trap her on the ship just like him. Aurora wakes up confused and frightened. Jim tells her the situation, hiding the truth about his role in her awakening. Over time, they bond, grow close, and eventually fall in love. However, everything changes when Arthur unknowingly reveals the truth. Aurora is devastated and furious, feeling that Jim has stolen her future. She distances herself completely, unable to forgive Jim. Meanwhile, the ship begins experiencing more severe malfunctions. Another crew member, Gus Mancuso, is awakened due to system failure. He quickly realizes that the ship is in urgent danger and needs urgent repairs. Jim and Aurora put their differences aside to help save the Avalon. As they investigate, they discover critical damage in the ship's reactor system. Fixing it requires dangerous work, including a risky spacewalk. In a heroic effort, Jim manually vents the reactor from outside the ship, nearly sacrificing his life in the process. Aurora manages to rescue him, but he briefly dies before being revived using advanced medical equipment. After everything, Aurora forgives Jim. He even finds a way for her to return to hibernation using a medical pod, but in the end, she chooses to stay with him. They spend the rest of their lives together on the ship, building a new life in isolation. Decades later, when the Avalon finally reaches Homestead 2, the crew awakens to find the ship transformed, filled with signs of life. Aurora leaves behind a message telling the story of their journey, love, and the life they created together.